Over the years, Sam Heughan, the star of the Outlander series, has always been considered one of the most promising candidates for the legendary role of James Bond. With his elegant appearance, perfect body and charming gentlemanly demeanor, Sam has topped polls organized by fans and experts. At times, he was even said to have surpassed many strong competitors such as Richard Madden, Henry Cavill or Tom Hardy to become the perfect successor to Daniel Craig. However, recently, an exclusive information from a close source in the film studio Heughan Productions revealed the shocking reason why Sam Heughan was suddenly eliminated from the final list. And the truth behind this behind the scenes will certainly surprise many people. According to sources, Sam Heughan was actually very close to the role of 007 at first. He passed the auditions, costume tests, and even completed some sample action scenes. The production team highly appreciated Sam for his cool demeanor, his ability to act flexibly between action and inner thoughts, and especially the professionalism and passion he brought to the project. However, an unexpected event happened right after the final audition. Accordingly, the producers realized that Sam Heughan's image and personal life in recent times were overshadowed by too many complicated love rumors, especially stories revolving around his ambiguous relationship with Caitriona Balfe, his co-star in Outlander. A senior member of the casting team shared, "Bond is a global icon, not just as a movie character but also as a real-life role model. We needed someone with a clean, stable image and not influenced by controversial personal rumors." Sam Heughan, although always keeping quiet in the media, but speculation about his off-screen relationship with Caitriona Balfe, even being accused of interfering in the actress's married life, made the studio's leadership worried about the negative impact on the James Bond brand, which has always been built on the image of a charming but mysterious gentleman who is not too noisy about his personal life. Notably, during the casting period, the press continuously published rumors about Sam being caught up in the backstage controversies of Outlander, hidden conflicts with his co-stars, and even doubts about the truth behind his personal business projects. All of these factors made Heughan Productions feel risky when choosing a name that was surrounded by so many unanswered questions. Not only that, another source from within the production also revealed that Sam Heughan had a private meeting with Barbara Broccoli, the most powerful producer of the Bond brand. During this meeting, Sam expressed his desire to renew the image of James Bond in a more multi-dimensional style, combining coldness and light humor. However, Barbara Broccoli wanted to maintain the classic, elegant and strong spirit, not being softened by overly modernized elements. It was this difference in creative direction that became one of the final reasons why Sam was eliminated from the race. What made fans regret the most was that after all, the role of James Bond eventually went to Richard Madden, a close friend and fellow Scot of Sam Heughan. Richard Madden's selection made many people question the hidden competition between the two stars from Scotland. However, Sam Heughan remained professional when speaking in a recent interview. "I have always admired James Bond and feel honored to be considered for this iconic role. But sometimes opportunities do not come our way for many objective reasons. I wish the chosen person all the best and will continue to pursue roles with depth and meaning." Instead of being sad, Sam immediately returned to personal projects. He is preparing to start shooting a new action film that he co-produced, and is developing a TV series inspired by modern spies, promising to create a different version of James Bond in his own style. Fans, although regretful, still believe that great opportunities will come to Sam in the future. Because he not only has the standard James Bond appearance, but also has the courage and perseverance, the most important factors to create a star that lasts over time. So the James Bond dream has closed for Sam Heughan, but another door, perhaps even bigger, is waiting for him ahead. And who knows, one day, Sam may not need to become 007 but will create a new cinematic icon of his own. As soon as the news of Sam Heughan being removed from the role of James Bond 007 spread, the media and fans around the world were constantly talking. Those who love him could not help but feel disappointed and regretful, thinking that this was an injustice to a talented actor who was expected to bring a new and attractive image to the legendary spy character. However, there is another little-known truth, and now gradually revealed from inside sources. Sam Heughan never really desired to become James Bond as everyone thought. Although he had repeatedly expressed his admiration for this film franchise, deep down, Sam always wanted to create a completely different cinematic image, not tied to an old legacy. A close friend of Sam revealed, "Sam is someone who always looks for innovation. He appreciates the classic value of James Bond, but also understands that if he takes on this role, his entire career will forever be framed in the image of 007. And that is not what he wants for his long-term acting journey. Instead of continuing to pursue a role that has been around for decades and is associated with many big names, Sam Heughan chose his own path, where he can both play the main role and participate in production and content development in the way he wants. That is the reason he founded his own production company, specializing in creating independent film projects, focusing on characters with psychological depth and new contexts. In addition, Sam Heughan is also aiming to explore roles that tend to be anti-heroic, imperfect characters, even with many psychological wounds, completely opposite to the image of James Bond, strong, cold and never failing. He once shared in an interview, "I want to play real men, imperfect, sometimes misguided, but honest and know how to overcome themselves." On the side of Eon Productions, choosing Richard Madden to replace Sam Heughan is also considered a strategic decision. Richard Madden, who made an impression with Bodyguard and Game of Thrones, has a safer image in terms of personal life and is more suitable for the maintaining traditional values orientation of Bond that Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson are pursuing. However, film experts say that Sam Heughan not becoming James Bond does not mean he has failed. On the contrary, this could be the turning point that helps him escape the shadow of a long-standing brand to assert himself as an independent icon of modern cinema. A reputable critic from Empire magazine commented, "Sam Heughan has enough talent and vision to create a completely new spy brand, maybe even challenge James Bond in the near future." The world of cinema today needs new characters, reflecting the reality of modern life rather than relying on old models. In fact, Sam Heughan is in the process of negotiating with a number of major American and European film studios to develop a series of action psychological films revolving around a post-modern spy who not only fights with guns but also with intelligence, empathy and personal weaknesses. Fans, although regretful, gradually understand and support Sam's bold decision. On forums, they kept sending words of encouragement. "You don't have to be James Bond to be a legend. You, Sam Heughan, will write your own story." And perhaps, that's the most important thing. In a world of cinema that is changing every day, the stars who dare to go against expectations to pursue their true passion are the ones who create lasting impressions. For Sam Heughan, that journey has just begun. James Bond? Let it be in the past. Sam Heughan's future, for sure, will be much brighter and more different than that.